सो ओके गाइस, हेलो एवरीवन। सो आज का जो हमारा एनसीईआरटी का जो सेशन हम कंप्लीट कर रहे हैं, जिसमें हमने ज्योग्राफी को एज ए सब्जेक्ट चूज किया है, उसका जो हमारे अभी तक हमने वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन द चैप्टर टिल द चैप्टर 9th। सो टुडे विल स्टडी द चैप्टर 10th। इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द चैप्टर 10, द चैप्टर 10 the name of the chapter 10, chapter 10, the name of the chapter, it is the life in the desert. So we have already seen the life in the tropical region, and the second we have seen that life in the latitudinal region, in the mid latitudinal region, in the grassland, like that is the temperate grassland, tropical grassland, and today we'll see the desertic region. So how the life is possible in the desertic region and what types of the life it is here, we'll see in this chapter. So if we talk about the desert, what is the desert? Desert क्या है? It is also type of the vegetation. What is desert? It is a type of the vegetation. Type of the vegetation. We have seen that the vegetation is the three types. Mainly is the three types. That is the forest, grassland, and the desertic region. So it's a type of the vegetation. And here the rainfall जो होती है, rainfalls की बात करें, it is less than 60 centimeter the rainfall. And due to the less rainfall, here the vegetation जो होती है, it is the scanty vegetation होती है. यहाँ पे scanty vegetation होती है. And the scanty vegetation, its examples like that shrubs, etc. It is yet possible. So we'll see the desert. So based on the classification, अगर हम बात करें desert की अगर हम classification की बात करें, based on the climate, the desert is two type. One is the hot desert. It means where the temperature is high, hot desert, and the second is the cold desert. So if we give the example, the hot desert is the Sahara Desert, which is also the largest desert in the world, Sahara Desert. And the cold desert, we talk about the cold desert, that is the Ladakh, which is located in the Indian subcontinent. Whereas the Sahara Desert, it is located in the African continents. So let's see one by one. If we'll start with the hot desert, this is the Sahara Desert. So like we have already done the topic of the grassland, and where we have seen the 3 points, here we'll also see the 3 points about its location. The second point is its climate, and third is the people's activity. So let's see the one by one, and we'll see the, if we talk about the Sahara Desert का लोकेशन की अगर हम लोकेशन की बात करें, so firstly we'll draw the map and then we'll see. So this is the African continents. So this is the African continents, and here this is the African continents, and in the middle of the African continents the equator passes through. It is the equator. The equator line passes through, and in the northern African region, here the Tropic of Cancer passes through in the southern hemisphere, southern part of the continent. Here the Tropic of Capricorn. So in the region near the Tropic of Capricorn, this region, it is the Sahara Desert. This is the Sahara Desert. this is the Sahara. This is the Sahara Desert. So if we talk about its location, where it is present in the north of the northern region of the African continents. At the Tropic of Cancer line is also passes through Tropic of Cancer line. It is a 23 degree and 30 minute north latitude line. It is also passed here, and it is the world's largest hot desert. It is the world's largest hot desert. अगर इसके एरिया की बात करें, it is roughly more than 2 times the area of the Indian subcontinent. As the India's total area अगर हम बात करें तो it's the 3.28 million square kilometer, while that Sahara Desert area की हम बात करें it's roughly around 8.5 million square kilometer. So here some of the African countries, as the Africa continents, it has more than 50 countries, but around 11 countries here present in the Sahara Desert. So we have seen the first topic, that is the location. Now we'll move towards the second point, that is its climate. So though if we talk about its climate, here the climate is the very hot climate. यहाँ पे जो अगर हम बात करें जो समर टेम्परेचर है, it is more than 50 degrees Celsius in the day. If we talk about then the night temperature, it is roughly around the 0 degrees Celsius. But if we talk about here the cloud, यहाँ पे अगर हम sky की बात करें, though it is a very hot climate here, here the hot climate is found, and because of the hot climate here the sky is clear plus cloudless, and though the availability of the water is here less, and that's why the rainfall is not occur much. So this is all about the climate. If we see the third point, it's the flora and fauna. Here because of the rainfall is less, so the rainfall is less, and because of the rainfall here the absence of the much of the rainfall, here the plants here and because of the less availability of the water, जो plants होते हैं वो these are not possible to grow here. That's why some trees like that babul, acacia, cactus, these are the some plants here grow. As these plants they follow the adaptation like that. Suppose it is the plant and here the earth surface, and these plants has the needle like its So if we talk about these plants, how these plants adapted this climate, it's because of their long roots. If these plants will have the long roots, they will suck the water from the ground surface, and these plants they have the leaves like that needle. Because of the needle leaves, these plants leaves, these are the less for the respiration, and these plants having so the wax coating stems. wax coating stems. For this, they will store the water for the longer period of the time. So because of this some characteristic, the plants they adopted these climates. If we talk about the fauna, here the fauna like that. Here the fauna like that camel, which is also known as the very important fauna in this region, camel, and like that fox, hyena, and the scorpions, bichu, etc. are found here. So we have seen its location, its climate, the flora and the fauna, and how these plants they adapted to the such extreme climates. And the next is the people's life. If we talk about the peoples, so here the जो tribes होते हैं, tribes like Video and the Torex, Video and Torex, these are the important tribes, and these tribes are they are lived here, and here the some of the crops are also grown in the region of the Nile River Valley. The agriculture is possible because of the oasis and Nile River Valley. So if we talk about, here is the one word, that is oasis. What is the oasis? Oasis, it is a depression. And how the depression is formed? It is a depression when the wind blows the sand from any region, and the underground water come above surface. Suppose any area where the large deposit of the wind sand present, and the wind through the longer period of the time it blows the sand from this region, and after blowing the sand from this region is remain as a virgin, and here the groundwater which is present below the surface, below the sand, when the sand is absent, this water it comes from the underground and they make as a lake, and these lakes is known as oasis, and this oasis it helps in the growing of the crops. And second is the Nile River Valley, that is the region of the Egypt. So here the oasis and the Nile Valley they helps for the agriculture. Here the other like that cattle rearing is also here, like that cattle livestock like the goat, sheep, etc. These are the here in the some part of the region, like in the Egypt region, the oil is also present, and in the some of the minerals like in the some region minerals like iron, potash, manganese. So these minerals are also here. So we have seen this. What is the hot climate, hot desert, that is the Sahara desert. We have seen its location, its climate, and how the people live here. So we have seen the map, the climate, the flora and the fauna, and how the plants which are present here, how do they adopt the climate of this such extreme climate, and how the people they used to live here, they live here, and the tribes. And the oasis, one word we have seen, the oasis that is a depression. So वहाँ से जब जो सिल्स आर तो उसको जब विंड जो होती है वो ब्लो कर जाती है, तो वहाँ पे वो जो बिकॉज ऑफ द अंडरग्राउंड वाटर जो होते हैं, जब विंड वहाँ से हट जाती हैं तो वो अंडरग्राउंड वाटर जो होती है वो दे कम अप द सरफेस, और जब ये सरफेस पे आती हैं दे मेक एज ए lake, and that is known as the oasis, and because of this they help in the agriculture. बिकॉज ऑफ द वाटर ओएसिस की वजह से वहाँ से वाटर पे अवेलेबिलिटी होती है, और जो वाटर की अवेलेबिलिटी होती है वहाँ से दैट विल हेल्प इन द एग्रीकल्चर. सो द फर्स्ट इज द वे ऑफ फिनिशेस एंड द सेकेंड इज द दैट इज द कोल्ड desert. The cold desert, and that is the Ladakh. Ladakh is present in the Indian subcontinent. Ladakh, here the Ladakh is made up of the two words. The one is the La, second is the dog. The La it means the mountain passes. Mountain passes. So you have seen the laws like that Sipila that is mountain passes, Burjila mountains passes, Nathula mountain passes. These are the and the dog. The second word is the dog. Dog it means the country. So अगर हम इसकी लोकेशन की बात करें, अगर हम लोकेशन की बात करें, so इसकी जो लोकेशन है, if you draw the map that it is, suppose this is the map of the north of the India's map. So here is the Great Himalayas. Where is the Great Himalayas? This is the Great Himalaya mountain range. We have already seen that the Himalaya system, it is a three parallel ranges. The inner is the Great Himalayas, and within the Great Himalaya there are the some other small mountain systems are present. That is the Ladakh, Karakoram. The first is the Karakoram, second is the Ladakh, third is the Jaskar, and fourth is the Pir Panjal. This is the Ladakh. This is the Karakoram. Second is the Ladakh, Karakoram Ladakh. Third is the Jaskar, and fourth is the Pir Panjal. So if we talk about its location, the Ladakh's location is between the, and this is the location of the Ladakh. So its location is between the Karakoram mountain system, where in the north, and Jaskar mountain system in the south, plus east of the Jammu and Kashmir. So we have seen here, and from here the river, as the river, that is this area here, the Tibet region. Here is the Tibet region, and from this region the Indus River is flows through. This is the Indus River. So here the Indus River flows through. As the Indus River originates in the Tibet region, and from the Tibet the river is blows towards the western, and in the areas of the Ladakh and the Gilgit-Baltistan of the PUK, it flows through the Pakistan and met with the Arabian Sea. So Indus River, here some of the glaciers are also present, like that Gangri Glacier it is also present here. अगर हम इसकी हाइट की अगर हम बात करें, एल्टीट्यूड की बात करें, here the height is in the some region like that Karakoram, it is the height. If we talk about in the region the Karakoram, its height is more than 8,000 meter, but in the some other areas in the like that in the Kargil, its area the height is roughly around 3,000 meter. So this is all about its location, the location where it is present between the This is the Karakoram, this is the Ladakh, Jaskar, Pir-Panjal, and from here the Indus River also flows. Some Indus River tributaries like that Syok, Jaskar, these rivers also flows there, and the Gangri glacier is present. Height अगर हम इसकी बात करें in the region of the Karakoram, because of the Karakoram it is present in the Great Himalayas, which is also known as the Inner Himalayas. Here जितने भी हमारे पीक्स होते हैं उनकी जो हाइट होती है that more than 6000 मीटर होती है. सो अगर हम बात करें यहाँ की क्लाइमेट की, यहाँ पे जो डे टाइम टेम्परेचर होता है इट इज जस्ट एबव द 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस, बट इन द नाइट टाइम टेम्परेचर जो होता है इट गोज डाउन टू द 30 डिग्री सेल्सियस टू -40 डिग्री सेल्सियस. नाइट टेम्परेचर it goes down to the -30 degrees Celsius to the -40 degrees Celsius. So we have seen its location, its climate, and the next point, that is the flora and the fauna. Being as a region is the arid region, यहाँ पे जो फ्लोरा है because of the high aridity होती है. हाई एरिडिटी क्यों होती है? क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो मॉइस्चर लेडन विंड्स होते हैं वो रीच आउट नहीं कर पाते हैं, और जो मॉइस्चर लेडन विंड्स होती हैं रीच आउट नहीं होती हैं, तो यहाँ पे जो रेनफॉल अकर्स नहीं होता है, जिसकी वजह से यहाँ पे हाई एरिडिटी होती है. और जब हाई एरिडिटी होती है तो यहाँ पे जो वेजिटेशन होंगे, वेजिटेशन इज स्केर्स. बट सम ट्रीज लाइक, जितने भी हमारे सॉफ्ट वुड ट्रीज होते हैं, सॉफ्ट वुड बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स latitude and altitude, soft woods like that willow, poplar, as these winds are used for the making of the cricket bats, like that willow and the poplar, and apple tree is also found here, apricots, even some areas the shrubs are also found. And if we talk about the fauna, here the fauna, though this region is present in the cold desert, so here the climate is less. यहाँ पे जो टेम्परेचर होती है इट इज डे टाइम में इट्स नियरली द 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस होती है, बट इन द नाइट टाइम इट गोज डाउन टू -30 डिग्री सेल्सियस टू -40 डिग्री सेल्सियस. सो यहाँ पे द वन दैट इज द शहतूश wool, it is one of the very famous wool. Why? Because of its lightweight and extremely warm. And from where this shahtoos wool it come? It is from the one of the fauna, that is the chiru, or it is also known as the Tibetan antelope. यहाँ पे एक जो शहतूश वूल है, why it is famous? It is more famous because of its fine fabrics and extremely warm and light weighted wool है, and it comes from the chiru or the Tibetan antelope. So अगर हम बात करें this region it is much famous for the tourist purpose. अगर हम people's activity की बात करें, so these regions it is much more famous for the tourism, as this region is mainly dominated by the Muslim population and the Buddhist, and here a number of the monasteries, Buddhist, here the number of the monasteries is present, and these monasteries in the local language is called the Gompa. अगर हम इसके एग्जाम्पल्स की बात करें, like the Hemis monastery, and thick sea, Hemis. These are some of the monasteries are located here, and people they usually visit to see these monasteries, as these monasteries it is used for the worship of the Buddhist religious groups. So, and these in the local names, these are known as the gompas. So thick says, and one is most important, that is the Lumyuru monastery. It is also one of the most famous monasteries. So here we have seen the second is the location. It is seen the second, that is the cold desert, that is the Ladakh, and we have seen its location. जो लद्दाख की लोकेशन है, दिस लोकेशन इज प्रेजेंट इन द ग्रेट हिमालय सिस्टम. जो हमारा हिमालयाज है वो पैरेलली 3 रेंज में डिवाइड है. द इनर इज द नोन एज द ग्रेट हिमालयाज, एंड द मिडिल इट इज नोन एज द लेसर हिमालयाज और द मिडिल हिमालयाज, एंड द थर्ड जो है दैट इज द शिवालिक, इट इज द आउटर हिमालय. और जो लेसर हिमालय की है, यहाँ पे जो मोस्ट ऑफ द हमारे जो जितने भी हमारे मोस्ट ऑफ द टूरिस्ट प्लेसेस हैं इन द हिली एरियाज लाइक दैट शिमला, कुल्लू, मनाली, उत्तराखंड में, इन द नैनीताल, these are the located in the lesser Himalayas. So here we have seen the location of the Ladakh, and the river, the glaciers which is present, the flora and the fauna, because of the high aridity. जब हाई एरिडिटी होगी तो प्रेसिपिटेशन लेस होगा, और जिसकी वजह से यहाँ पे लार्ज ट्रीज ग्रो नहीं होंगे. बट इट्स सम बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स लैटिट्यूड एंड अल्टीट्यूड, द सम ऑफ द ट्रीज लाइक विलो, पॉपुलर, एप्पल्स, एप्रिकॉट्स, श्रब्स आर आल्सो हियर. एंड द फौना की अगर हम बात करें, द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट दैट इज द चीरू एंड द तिब्बतन एंटीलोप. व्हाई इट इज फेमस? इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स fabric quality, is fine fabric quality, and it's lightweight of the wool. And here the people they mainly prefer the tourism, and from tourism they earn the money. And these are the most important tourist places like monasteries. These are known in the local term as the gompas. Some example. So this is all about the desert, the life in the desert. So as today we have finished the class 7th Ncert geography, and from tomorrow we'll start the new chapter or the new book of the Ncert class 8. And in the class 8 Ncert we will see the different regions and their minerals composition and some other topics and related to the climates and etc. So आज के लिए इतना ही. अगर आप लोग को वीडियो पसंद आया हो, हमारे कंटेंट में क्लैरिटी हो, सो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करिए और शेयर करिए. आज के लिए इतना ही. थैंक यू.